Danielle, it's been a very interesting 2013 for a lot of folks. I guess looking back at this year, it's fairly safe to say one big event does tend to dominate what happened here in the Highwood riding.
That's right. There were a lot of issues leading up to the June floods, but I think when you look back on the year, most of us can only remember what happened on June 20th and everything that followed from that. There has been a lot of progress, which is very positive. I get more positive stories in our constituency office than negative ones, but I have to say the nature of a constituency office is we still do get hardship stories. So there's a lot of people who are still struggling this Christmas. Those are the ones that we're thinking about. And hopefully in the new year we'll be able to make some progress on addressing the issues of getting disaster recovery payments flowing and making sure that people's lives are returning to normal faster than has been the case in the last 6 months. But I'm optimistic that we'll be able to push some of those ahead, but I have to say that I think it was a pretty traumatizing event for the whole community, but what an amazing amount of progress that I've seen made so far.
Well, looking back politically into 2013, what big events did you see come about that were either positive or negative?
I would say that there, at the provincial level, the government is still struggling. Obviously, this was the year that we began to see the impact of the miscalculation on revenues. And so you've begun to see the cuts to the front line because of the government's inability to prioritize. So we kept raising issues of senior centers that were impacted, programs for persons with developmental disabilities that were impacted, cuts to frontline healthcare provision, closure of facilities. Those are the things that really did dominate the discussion in the legislature, and they're going to continue to. In the fall session, I think we were all shocked to see the underreporting of the number of deaths of children in care and the incomplete investigation process for that. We are just beginning as well to see some of the same problems in seniors care, issues of neglect and hospitalizations and even deaths that go unreported and uninvestigated, and families are frustrated. So unfortunately, those are going to be some of the issues that we have to bring forward in the new year. We've got to make sure that when government puts programs in place to help our most vulnerable, that they're working well, and when things go wrong, there's a process to be able to correct it. We seem to have identified just in this fall session some real problems in two major areas of government responsibility that I think are making people question what exactly is going on in those departments. And we'll have to ask more questions about that.